morning, everybody. Welcome to Tai Chi and Qigong here with Haley Hinson of Sacred Lotus Hub and Mr. Lamont. He wanted to be a camera hog this morning. He was begging to, so told him he could say hi. All right, they've been waiting. We need to do class. Yes, we need to do class. I'm going to put you down. Oh, hello, Ted. Okay. So what we've been going through lately is working on getting ready for these new forms that I wanted to teach you. Last week we went over doing some of the new form. We went over a portion of it. And then today we're going to go over all of that again and start adding in some new stuff. The funny thing is you're gonna realize what I'm calling new stuff you've been practicing off and on for the last few weeks. So you're not gonna feel as lost. We're just putting it into the segments so it all can work seamlessly eventually for you. Last week's video should be up by tonight or tomorrow morning. So we have that all edited and ready. So that'll be out, as I said, within the next 24 to 36 hours. So you'll be able to practice all of this again, even if it doesn't make sense today. All right. So I hope everyone has been doing okay with the changes in weathers and all the craziness that's been going on. So we're going to start to let ourselves purge whatever you may have absorbed mentally, physically, maybe even emotionally from anything that's going on in the world, family members, what's going on with the pandemic, any of that. This is a great time to try to let some of that go. So go ahead and make sure that you have enough space that you can take a couple steps to either side for our Tai Chi practice. Right now, we're gonna do a little bit of purging all that stuff that doesn't really serve you, that maybe you have been holding inside yourself, all right? So we're gonna start in just whatever is a comfortable position for you. I'm gonna do a little bit of a horse dance, but you can do whatever feels right to you. Shake out your arms. I know, it feels weird first thing in the morning, just shake them out, let them be silly. You can roll those wrists, flop the hands around, and then hinge to one side or even in front of you and really shake just one arm. Just let it be silly. Let it be like Jello. And we're gonna do that to the other one. Let that one relax and do it to the other one. Jello arm. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I want as jiggly as you can make it. This is one of the times where jiggly arms are good. All right, let those arms relax. Notice how long they feel now. How your shoulders feel like they've rolled out. And standing here, let your tailbone come down. Draw your navel slightly in and up to support your pelvis. Let the head just float above the shoulders. Giving yourself permission to let go of all of that craziness, all the busyness, and so that you can be fully just in your space. Make this a sacred space for you, that it's only about you right now. Things may come in and out of your mind, and that's fine. But let yourself take a deep breath in and breathe out. Try it again. Really draw that navel towards the spine when you breathe out. Breathe in. If you need to vocalize something, if you need to yell a little bit or scream a little bit, go and do it. This time we're gonna do it with our shoulders going up. Exhale, drop them down. 2 more times. One more. Great job. All right, wiggle those fingers. Make them as creepy crawly as you can. Then we're gonna warm up our wrists. Bring your hands together and roll them in infinity loops. Go the other way. And pause. Let the hands go and shake them out again. You can flick them down, you can flip them forward, however way feels comfortable to you. We're gonna move the elbows, slow movements, almost like you're churning butter. Then we're gonna go the other way. those arms be heavy. We're gonna start warming up our legs. First, we're just gonna bend the knees a little bit. It doesn't matter where your legs are. We're just gonna swing the hips side to side, swinging them side to side. And then unbend one leg and shift the hips a little bit. You're gonna feel a little bit of a stretch on the outside of the leg. And center and go the other way. Good. If you want, we're gonna add arms. So my hips are gonna go to one direction, and that side's arm is gonna lift up and over a little bit. I can let it rest on my head. You can let the other arm come down, but I want your tailbone to go towards the earth and draw the navel slightly in and up so that you have more of a neutral pelvis. We're not jutting forward, we're not rolling forward, we're not swaying in our back, we're neutral. And maybe bend the opposite knee so you hinge over just a little bit more. Good. And then inhale up. And let that arm come down. And we'll do that on the other side. Shift the hips. Bring the arm up. And hinge over a little. And the opposite knee is just going to take you a little deeper into your intercostals and your hip. Unbend your knee and slowly come up. Inhale. Roll the shoulders a few times. Good. Start to make a hip circle. Shift the hips one way. Go forward with the tailbone, shift to the other way, and draw the tailbone back, making a big hip circle. Eventually, maybe you can get to where it's in isolation and it's just the hips and nothing else moving. But right now, we can let everything move. You're gonna start feeling the knees and the ankles warming up. Pause and go the other way. Feel how your feet are moving. I'm just in my socks, so I can really feel all the balls of my feet. I can really feel the heels, the toes. If you're wearing shoes, that's fine too. You'll still feel it. Center. We're gonna shift side to side. Bring all your weight to your left leg. Bring all your weight to the right leg. Bring all your weight to the left. Just going back and forth, feeling that difference. One foot sort of squishes all the capillaries and the other one's filling them. Good, now we're gonna go forward and back to the toes, to the heels, to the toes, to the heels. And pause in the center. We're gonna open up the rest of our body and work a little bit on our breathing and then get into our form. Let's start at the top of the head. We're gonna first bring our hands together, rub those hands, opening up your chi. You can do tapping if you'd like to do tapping. You can do swishing, or you can do the soft raking, or even taking the hands off the body. Whatever feels right to you. So the tapping is where we do soft fingertips. The raking is where you kind of swishing down, or you can go off the body. Whatever feels like you're opening your aura, you're opening up your field, you're getting the chi to move through the body. I'm gonna do tapping on my head today, it just feels good. And then I think I'm probably going to do soft swishes the rest of the way. Take your time to go over the whole skull. Along the hairlines, around the back of the head. A really good place to do this is along the neck and the back of the skull. Remember, we're doing soft, soft taps. Down the neck and to the shoulders, to the collarbones. And this is where I think I'm going to do swishing, just because I've been having some muscular issues. So I don't think my body wants the tapping. Do what works for you. You can swish down the sternum, you can tap, you can hover. You can do your ribs. You can tap or swish, or even sort of massage down through the ribs. Fingertips going through the rib cage. Come to the back of the body. Same thing, you can tap, you can swish, you can take hands off the body. Giving some love to those kidneys back there, to the sacrum. We're gonna go down the legs. Again, if hinging doesn't work for you or head below the heart isn't gonna work, send it with intention, imagine it. Use your imagination and visualize. Going down the outside of the legs, tapping, swishing, hovering hands over the body, through the toes, up the inside leg, following the circulatory system, right to where the hips and the legs meet. Then we're going to bring our hands to our belly, and when you look down, shift your hands towards the left side of the navel, go down below the navel, over to the right side, and up. So when you look down, it would be clockwise. This helps with digestion. This is also a helpful little tip if you have a colicky baby nearby, or even if you're having your own colic. Doing circular motions, when you look down, you're doing clockwise. Good. Now let the hands rest for a moment. And we're going to do our arms. They're the last things we haven't done. Again, you can tap, you can swish, you can hover. Go down one arm all the way to the fingertips. Take the chi through the fingertips. And up the inside. All the way to where the armpit meets the body. And let's do the other one. Down. So you can do it more of just invigorating the body. You can tap, whatever feels right to you. Good, and let that come down and out. Moving on to our breath work. We're gonna be focusing on letting our chi, that internal building of our life force, that is what chi is. It's in everything. It's like matter. When you go into science and you're thinking of matter is in everything, so is chi. It's in the stones, it's in the walls, it's in yourself. It's what makes up everything. So when you read or you are watching a movie or you see other Tai Chi and Qigong, they're talking about clearing the chi in your living space, clearing the chi in you, having your chi balancing. It's trying to find basically atoms and molecules that will work together and in harmony. So that's what we're doing. If you need to think scientifically, that's what we're doing. We're trying to make the positive and the negatives work together, kind of like a magnetic field. So think of yourself like this big nuclear reactor, and we're building that huge nucleus inside your lower dantian, that's near the belly. Then we have our middle dantian up by the heart chakra or our heart center. Our chest and lungs and throat with the thyroid, there we go. Thyroid are all affected by the middle dantian, and then the upper dantian is connected to our connection to the universe, to our intuitive side, and to our mental and thinking and everything that goes on up here, sinuses, all of that. The lower one is, as I said, that nucleus. It's like the sun. It's this big fireball. It's our life force. We take our energy in and out through here, and it spreads through all of our body. Then we have the cylinder that runs all the way down through our body, from the soles of the feet all the way up through the crown. And that's kind of like a clear channel from earth to sky. And all of this affects our meridians, our dantians, even our chakra system. And then we have our left side, our feminine side is like the moon. It's the feminine, it's the dark side, it's the cooler side. And then we have the fiery masculine, hot side that is the right side. Sometimes characteristics in your own personality, if you're more yin or more yang, more feminine, more masculine, and it doesn't mean anything about what your gender is, it's about what energy field you're using more of. You can be a very burly man and be more yin, and that's fine. And what that means is that you're probably a little bit more flow with it, go with it, a little bit more of the one that watches from the outside and kind of works in the background versus the one that needs to be head on in front of the situation. So those are some of the differences. A woman can have more yang, where she's a little bit more fiery and feisty and has to go, 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 be in it, be front line. Or she can be more yin and be sort of the person that stands in the background doing the work. So those are just some little personalities. So what we're trying to do is find that middle point using our qi, okay? So when we have all of these frustrations and worries going on in our lives, we tend to lean one way or another. We either become little hermits, or we go and we need to fight, fight, fight. So what we're going to try to do is shut off the fight and flight mechanism within us, not forever, just to give ourselves a break. We're going to do that with our breathing and moving the qi through the body. All right. It is considered a mindfulness thing and part of a meditation as part of our Qigong and Tai Chi practice as well. I'm going to bring our hands together, open up the qi. We're going to start to separate that qi as we breathe in. Slowly let the hands separate. And when you're ready to breathe out, let the hands come slowly together. It might start to feel like you're holding a ball, or that your hands begin to feel almost sticky as you pull them apart, like you have dough sticking to each hand. There's no right or wrong size either. You might feel that your hands need to go really far apart, and maybe they stay really close together. They're going to change too. Not every day is going to be the same. Start to let your eyes be really soft. Let the tip of your tongue touch just behind your front teeth on the roof of the mouth. Jaws are relaxed. Your throat's going to start to relax as if you are trying to fog up some glass. Feel your breath come in through the nostrils, traveling all the way down into the chest. And on your next inhale, maybe you can take it all the way down towards the pelvic floor, into the belly, through the diaphragm, moving the navel away, and as you breathe out, moving the navel closer to the spine. Breathing in, and breathing out. One more. See if you can hold your breath just for a few seconds. And breathe out. Now we're going to do the plunger breath. That's where we take a quick inhale and then a longer inhale, and we try to match them, boom, boom, right after each other. And then a slow, natural exhale. All right, so I'm going to show you. You can join with me if you've already done this before. If not, watch and then do. All right, let's try it. Bend your knees if your back feels like it tightened. Let's try one more. Natural breath, let your arms move with you. On your exhale, really draw that navel closer to the spine. Inhale. Let everything slowly fill up. Fast exhale. Slow inhale. Draw that navel in. Normal breath. Might feel a little tingly, and that's okay. We're getting more oxygen into all the capillary beds through the body. But if you start to feel a little too off, go ahead and always return back to normal breathing anytime in our sessions. You can sit down anytime you need to as well. There's nothing wrong with it. Good. Let your hands come down. Breathing in and out. If there's any movements that you feel like you need to do because your body has already started to open, if it's a stretch, if you need to move side to side, if you need to do a forward fold for your lower back, just make sure that you hinge, bend your knees a little bit. Maybe you bring your head below your heart, and maybe you don't. You can do like a baseball stance, let the tailbone come down, round in the lower back, and come all the way down if that feels right for you. Slightly bending the knees and sliding the hands to the knees. Help yourself come up slowly. Let the blood pressure balance. Good. Before we start even more of our movements, we're going to try to purge some of that stuff that maybe you had gathered that isn't yours. All right? So we're going to come back to our breath. And I want you to imagine every time we inhale more light, unconditional light and love. Maybe it's from the universe, from source, whatever you believe in and whomever you believe in. Maybe they're here to support you. So maybe you let some of their help in. We're going to fill that nuclear part of us with the chi, healthy, happy, good feeling chi into our body, and then it's going to slowly emanate through us. So as we inhale, you can even move your hands away from the low dantian, scooping up more. Exhale, pack it in, let it start to move through the body. And anything that's not yours, maybe their emotions, start to flow out of you. Maybe they're aches and pains that you've been holding for others. Maybe you're the caretaker kind of personality. You're taking all of that in for others. This is your chance to let some of it go or all of it. It's not always easy. We can still be supportive even when we don't hold it on and we're not using ourselves as the filter system. One more, and see if you can send that chi through every pore of the body. And letting the hands rest as all that stuff that came out of you floats up. It's being transmuted by the universe, by source, scooped up and taken away to turn back into positive ions or atoms, however you need to see it. Maybe you see it as bubbles and sparkles, whatever. Giving yourself a chance to be you. All right, now let's start with moving from our Qigong practice to more of our Tai Chi. So last week we started with horse stance. We raised the earth and pushed the mountain. And then we went into some more of our movements to come into crane. And then we were rolling the chi and starting to step with the chi. So let's start with our horse stance. You can do a more close horse stance. You don't have to do a wide horse stance. So I'm going to start with a closer horse stance where the inner thighs are just about as wide as my hips and my inner toes are just about as wide as the outer part of my hips, but I'm not as wide as I could go because this feels really comfortable to me right now. Bend your knees just a wee bit so you're not hyperextending. Tailbone goes down and draw that navel in so that your pelvis can be neutral, so that we have this neutral balance. So we're not sticking our booty out like a duck, and we're not over tucking and slouching like a sloth. So we want to have as much of a neutral pelvis as we can. So sometimes bending the knees help with that, and dropping the tailbone like an anchor down. The navel is the counterweight coming in and up. Doesn't mean that you have to hold your breath in your belly. I want you to move that navel in and out. All right, find your horse stance. Roll your shoulders back and down. And let's begin. Raise the earth up, soft wrists lift, slowly float up. And soft lifts go down. Raising the earth's energy into our hearts and letting it flow down. Good. Now we're going to go into pushing mountain. We raise the earth up. Turn the palms to face away and breathe out. Gather up the strength of that mountain, bring it in, and let it flow down. Repeat. Let your breath be smooth. Don't worry if you're doing it right or wrong. Let yourself flow. Maybe even close your eyes for a few seconds and feel it. Bring the chi in from pushing the mountain. Let it stay at your heart for a moment. And then bring it down. And rest a moment. We're going to move into crane. Gather the chi up and bring it into your low dantian. Placing more of your weight to the right. Slide the left foot close, bending the knee. You can bring the foot up off the floor if that feels right to you, or you can keep it on the floor. Your base knee, so mine is my right knee right now. The base knee is slightly bent, tailbone goes down, draw your navel in. Inhale, lift the bent knee. If you're taking your foot up off the floor, toes point down. Exhale, lower. Toes can touch the floor. Hands are like puppets bringing the leg up. And let it come down. Coming up. And down. Good. We're going to switch to the other side. Let that foot come down. Take a breath in. And out. Try not to hold your breath while we're doing this, okay? Other side. Inhale, lift the right. And lower. Again, you can stay on the foot. You don't have to lift the whole foot up. Maybe you come to the ball of the foot. Maybe you can lift a little bit by squeezing inner thighs, dropping tailbone down, lowering. Good. We're going to add on to that just like we did last week. We're going to do crane on the other side, and this time we're going to extend our foot forward. Again, I'm going to do it on the floor first. So you can slide the foot long and toes come up. Slide it back and down. A little higher this time. Good. Let's try the other side. If you want to practice doing it on the floor, good. Let your legs relax. That's coming in and out of crane. So let's come back into our horse stance. Tailbone down. Raise the earth. Let yourself settle. Push the mountain. Bring the chi into the heart. Let it come down. Grab it like a ball. Bring it in towards the low dantian and start to lift the left knee. Exhale. Inhale. And down. Other side. Let's do it again. Raise here and lower. Push the mountain. Lifting the chi up for crane. Other side. And relax, open position. Do any stretches or movements that feel right to you that maybe you need to do after all that balancing. And we're going to continue. So one of the other things that we have been working on slowly is the C shape. So that's going to come into our next section. I know we haven't done the pick up and roll the chi side to side today, but I think you guys have that. Again, what we went over last week is going to come out in the next 24, 36 hours. So you'll have that to go over. We're slowly integrating so you don't feel lost when we go over it. And we have some people that are joining us that haven't been a part of our group. So we want to introduce them to the C shape. So when I say the C shape, that's what we're literally going to be drawing with our toes. So I'm going to show you. Sticking out one foot, I'm using my left, pointing the toe. You can keep the foot on the floor or you can take the foot off the floor. We're going to go diagonally over to the right, so to the opposite side. Then back, all the way over. So if you want to think of it like you're drawing a straight line in front of you, you're drawing a line in the sand right in front of you, but in a good way. Side to side. Base leg is slightly bent, just like we did with crane, side to side. Then we're going to go from the top left to the back right. Top left, back right. So right now, we don't have a C curve shape. Right now, we're making 3/4 of a box. Good. Keep the foot behind you, slightly to that corner. And now we're going to draw the line behind us. So we're going to take the foot from the back left corner over to the back right corner. Side to side. Bend your base knee a little bit. Let the foot start to just slide behind you, and then if you want to let your hips turn, you can, but make sure your base knee feels okay. If you need to have a chair nearby or a wall when you practice, that's fine. All right, bring that leg back to the center. Shake those hips out. Take a deep breath in. Okay, other side. Toe comes out, point. Go to the diagonal and draw the line a few times in front, side to side. Good. Now we're going to do the side action. This is great for arthritis in the hips, as well as cultivating better balance. All right, now we're going to do that back side. Side to side. Take care of your base knee. Let it be bent. Breathe in and out. Go as slow as you need. One more. And then let the foot return to the center. Shake out those hips. Now we're going to move one more step with this. What we're going to be doing is trying to round it out. We're going to keep the toes on the floor. If you're ready to take your foot up off the floor, go ahead if you've been practicing this a while. For those that are a little bit more unstable or new to this, we're going to keep our toes and we're going to draw that C shape or a crescent on one side. All right? Bend your base leg, stick the foot out, go to the diagonal, and we're going to swoop it all the way around and then bring it all the way back. Slightly engage the inner thighs going in, tailbone down, navel slightly in and back, swoop back around. Good. One more. And let that foot come to center and rest. Other side. All right. All the way around. And back. Do that 2 or 3 more times. Engage inner thighs, drop your tailbone down, draw the navel in. One more. And let it return to the center and relax. Move the hips. We're going to build on to that, but first let's do a little bit of our other movement and come back just so our hips don't get too tired. We're going to grab our chi. We're going to roll that ball side to side in an infinity or in a figure 8 in front of us. Let your body weight go side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Take the ball over the right side of the head. Big circle over to the left and bring it down to the right hip. Small loop. This time we're going to go over the left side of the head. Breathe in. Taking it around and down. Loop. Let's try that again. Big loop. Little loop. Big loop other side. And little loop. Good, and pause in the middle. We're going to take this ball and we're going to pass it towards the front of the room and kind of lean in towards our toes. Slide the ball back towards the center. Let's do that again. Toes, and this time we're going to lift the hands up. Take the hands towards the back of our head just a little bit. You'll notice that you start to find your heels. And then center the hands over the crown of the head, finding the middle of our feet, and come through that channel all the way down. Let's try it again. Inhale, the chi goes forward, up, over, and slightly behind so we find our heels, and center and down. Rock the chi side to side and rest in the middle and down. Let's return to our C shape. If you're ready to take the foot up off the floor, you're more than welcome to. So I'm going to start with my left, sticking that foot out, going over to the diagonal, and then I'm going to lift the foot up and flex through the heel. If you're still on the floor, flex the heel, let the heel come down. All right, so let's try that again. can stay on the floor if you want. You can tap in your circle, or if you're ready to take your foot up, lift it up and exhale over. Inhale, bring the foot around and tap the floor behind you. This is if you're ready to take your foot up off the floor. And bring it to center. If you're not quite ready to take the foot up off the floor, that's fine. You can tap. Let's do the other side. Again, if you're not ready to take the foot off the floor, you can skim the toes. If you are ready to come up off the floor, let's try the left side. Right side. And center. Good. Move those hips around a little bit so that you can relax them. All right, let's come back to our horse stance. Raise the mountain and lower the mountain. Raising the earth up to create your mountain and lower it down. Raise it up. Push it away. Breathe it in and down. Raise it up. Push it away. In and down. One more. Gathering the chi into the belly, crane. Other side. Grabbing the chi, coming up, passing it side to side. Let your body move with this. Feel the feet differently on the floor. We're going to inhale and take this chi around the top right side. Bring it around. And down back to the right hip, small infinity. Big circle over the left side. And back down, small infinity. Now we're going to take that ball forward from our low dantian, scoop it up in front, come to your toes. Find your heels as your hands slowly come over just a little bit. Center and down with the hands. Inhale, lift the left knee. We're going to step out to the left just a little bit and pass the chi towards the left knee. Going over what we did last week, bring the chi back. Trying it again. Unbend your front knee and let the toes come up as your right hand swoops behind. And forward. This time lifting the blanket up over the head, toes come up. And throw the blanket off. Bring that chi to center. Bend your knees and find the middle. Other side. Toes come up. Unbend the front knee, toes come up, and lift that blanket up overhead. And toss the blanket off. Move everything to the middle. Gather the chi in front of you. We're going to do our C shape. Don't be hard on yourself. You're just learning it. Other side. Good. Turn to the center, breathe in and out. We're going to do a little bit of a moving meditation form. We're going to do parting clouds. Parting clouds is where we let our hands come in front of us. We're going to watch the center of our palms, letting our eyes be soft, our breathing be soft. We're just going to be watching the hands as they pass by. How we do this, I'm going to start with my arm that's further away from you. Watching as that one moves away, the pinky side of that arm is going to push the curtain or push the fog away, and the other hand scoops up behind, following it. And then we follow the second hand and they reverse positions. Letting the right hand come to its zenith. And then we follow the left. Maybe you have half a breath cycle. Halfway through your arm movements, that's fine. Let your eyes softly rest on the palms. Let your arms be fluid, as rounded as they can be. Try not to be jagged. Be as fluid as they can. A little bit of suppleness to the joints. And let a little bit of twist happen in your spine if you want. You can let yourself sway. Just letting it be organic. Soft wrists and fingers. Letting the rest of the world kind of melt away. If you part the fogginess in the mind and the brain and the emotions. And letting the rest of the world drift away. Our movement can be small or grand. Feel the breath moving gently in and out, going at your own breath rate. Feel the breath nice and smooth in through the nostrils, sliding along the throat, through the lungs, and all the way down to the deepest parts of the belly. Throat is soft, jaws are relaxed. Allowing yourself permission to just float. A few more times, not keeping track, just let yourself go. I'll bring you back. Don't think about it. When you're ready, starting to let yourself slow down, letting the hands gently start to come to the center, palms facing upwards, holding the chi in the palms. Feeling your breath move in and out of the body. Doing something a little different than we usually do, we're going to bring the chi and let it hover over our middle dantian. I invite you to put any intentions, manifestations, prayers, good wishes, positive thoughts and affirmations that you would like for yourself, your loved ones, community, the world, the universe, and let it hover inside this chi, hovering over the middle dantian. Filling it up. ready, letting all of those positive thoughts and intentions, manifestations float up, joining even brighter chi around you, the chi of the earth, the sky. Letting it float up and out. When you're ready, closing our Tai Chi and Qigong practice, bring your hands down and along the sides so the palms can face down, breathing out as we press the earth back down. Having a soft, long left hand and a soft right fist meeting each other, signaling the teacher and the student within, honoring all that have practiced before you, presently, and who will come. Bowing in just to honor and thank them. Take a few moments, breathe in and out, bringing yourself back here to the present. And you can unmute yourself to ask any questions that you'd like about today's Tai Chi and Qigong practice, something that we've done in the past, or even what you've experienced in your own practice at home. You can also put it in the chat box. Remember, we're going to be building onto our form each week, and we will be releasing the ones that I feel show the best next step in our form. So right now, we'll be releasing, as I said, the one that will show the beginning. Today, we went over the beginning and some of what's going to come so we could fine-tune some of the stuff we've already worked on, some of the stuff that's coming. Then we'll do a recording that will be out that will go over the second section, but we're going to go slow through this. Go ahead and practice at home. Remember that you can always contact me privately by going to my website, sacredlotusheart.com, and you can contact me through there. You can also find me on social media and find out what other things I offer and ask me there if you want. I do tips and tricks throughout social media as well. Don't forget that the library has lots of classes that they're offering, so if you want to join in, remember to go to cooklib.org and their events page or /events, and that's going to take you to even more events and specialties that you can join along, just like our meditation for sleep. That will be a 3-week series starting this Wednesday evening. So does anyone have any questions about today's Tai Chi and Qigong practice, something that you've done at home, or even something that we've done together before? Remember, there's no stupid questions. You can go ahead and ask. There's nothing wrong with it.
Thank you, Haley.
You're welcome, Grandma.
Very nice class.
Good. Did you fall asleep?
I was not today. I was way off balance, but it's still good to work at.
The barometric pressure is going to play with people this week because we keep going up and down. We keep going from a lot of humidity to very dry. So drink lots of water and make sure to practice your side-to-side movements, feeling one foot a little heavier than the other, and then do the C shape in the balancing.
All right.
I expect a report. I will be contacting you, Grandma, to make sure you're doing your homework.
Yes, okay. Take care. I love you.
I love you too. Anyone else have any questions or comments about today's class or ones that we've done? Yes?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. So just wanted to say this was my first Tai Chi session ever. And you really, it was a wonderful one. And I think the directions were really good. Absolutely enjoyed it. So I want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And welcome to our group. Welcome to our group. And we do have in the chat box the channel link for YouTube where you can catch up on some of the other things that we've done, just so that you can start working on your own practice. We also have some of the chair yoga there. So welcome to the group. I'm glad that it's a good fit for you. And as always, you can always ask questions as we go along, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sean says, thank you for the great session. These moments really helped me in my startup next 5 weeks.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Kathy. All right, it doesn't look like anyone else. Oh, and thank you, Babukis. It doesn't look like anyone else has any other questions or comments for today. So have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope I see you tomorrow for chair yoga and maybe even meditation tomorrow evening and our normal meditation time on Friday. Bye.